How is it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Obviously, that depends on your time zone, guys. It's what time is it here? It's about 10 minutes to 6 London time. So, how are you all doing? I hope you are all well. Guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everybody is okay. So, yeah, guys, I did a live stream very late last night. Hi, Sun Sky Bright. I remember you. How are you? I haven't seen you on. I haven't seen you online in a long time. How are you doing? All right, guys. So yeah, I did a very late. Actually, I should say early hours of the morning. That is when I did my live stream, guys. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit until I have more viewers coming into my live stream before I can say what I would like to say. So, guys, um, I just would like to also take this opportunity to thank all my new viewers, okay? Sorry, all my new subscribers, I beg your pardon. Yeah, and indeed my viewers and all my old subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support. Just a little update as well, as you may know, throughout last week and at least towards the end of the previous week, you know, guys, I had a cough, okay? As you can see, if you can tell, that cough has really improved now. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Okay, guys, and yeah, I'm not as my chest isn't as constricted as it previously was. So, which is really good. So, guys, let me know where you are watching me from. Do leave comments in the comment section below as you come into my live stream. So, guys, yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna begin. So, if you watch this live right now, please leave comments in the comment section below. And even if you watch this live stream much later, that is still okay. So, guys, I came on a live stream about, I think, 1 a.m. this morning, okay, London time. Yeah, so I was doing a live stream, and I don't know if you missed that particular live stream, guys. So I was talking about some really important issues that threaten my life, okay? And so if you were on that live stream early hours of this morning, like 1 a.m., and if you heard what I was saying, you know, I apologize. I had to do that, and it's important that I do what I did, okay? But anyway, today we are not talking about the same issue. I'm just here, number one, to update you that I feel a lot better. At least my chest isn't as tight as it was. I'm just able to now cough and clear the throat. Actually, yeah, it's been like this for a number of days that the cough has been clearing off, okay? Which is much better. Previously, my chest was really tight. So now, it's loosened a lot more, and I'm not coughing as much. If I cough, the cough is productive, and I'm able to sort of like clear my throat, which is really good news. So guys, yeah, you know what? The weather here in London, it has changed. So it's a little bit cold. Not very cold, but obviously it's not as summery as it was a couple of days ago. Uh, it didn't actually, and I think there was a bit of drizzling. I don't know where you are, guys. What is the weather like? Are you in the winter, or are you in the summer, or is it spring? Leave comments, guys, in the comment section below. Talk to me about your weather, whatever country you are watching me from. Uh, Talk to me about that. What is the weather like? Um, okay, guys. So anyway, um, so guys, yeah. Because I'm feeling much better now, as you all know, it's time to go. Time to go where? Time to start doing content. Guys, I've had to wait for such a long time, and I guess some of you, my viewers and my subscribers, you've actually thought to yourself, Sarah, are you actually gonna start doing content? Of course I will. And remember, I have updated you on my current major sort of like a milestone. I upgraded from a mobile phone camera to a GoPro, which is really good. So if you're looking to buy a GoPro, do consider a DJ13 pocket camera. It is really awesome. You know, you don't have to do much with it. You know, all you have to do is just hold it, and it turns its head. You know, if you set it up on like where it needs to a sense way of to sense your face, it will. It will look for you. It will turn right round and then back and find your face. But you have to specifically tune it down to that function. So yeah, so that with the GoPro DJ1 pocket camera, sorry, DJ3 pocket camera, DJI 3 pocket camera, it's very easy to produce content, okay? The camera just stands itself, and you know it will face up, it will do all the angles, it will, yeah. So it is a really good camera. So yeah, that is a major milestone for me, and I am actually looking forward to go out there and start to film, start to film, doing some content. Okay, guys? So subscribe, like, and share, and let me know, guys, where you are watching me from. And partly, guys, before I can actually start to go out and producing this content, it was very important that I speak up about maybe some very uncomfortable topics, okay? Some very uncomfortable topics that I've had to speak up lately. I know that these sort of issues, they're not issues that happen every day, okay? And for some of you, it might be really strange, it might be really traumatic, it may be even trigger. It might even trigger some people, okay? Hearing that a person could actually go through that. Yeah, it is triggering, I agree. But remember that sometimes it's also important to bring awareness, okay? To bring awareness. So even if you've never had to encounter such situations, right? It will help you. It will help you sort of like develop an eye for when things that seem normal, when something isn't adding up, okay? Because you have heard my story, you know, And so when you do encounter such situations in plain sight where somebody is actually a victim of human trafficking or whatever it is, you are able to notice if there's something wrong. Because there are times when is it on Facebook? Yeah, probably it's on Facebook, and sometimes even on YouTube, where I've seen some actors, right, where people act a script, where there's a girl sitting on the plane, okay? There's a girl sitting on the plane, and she's sitting on beside the window, on the window, and the guy is sitting outside. And then the air hostess, right, they come along with their little trolley, all dressed up and handing in food and drink, to the passengers. And then the girl writes on a cup saying, "Help me." And then she hands the cup, she shows the cup to the air hostess. And then the air hostess is then able to save the girl. Okay, I know those are scripts, okay, that some people would act up, but do you know what brought up that sort of script? So that is why I'm saying, don't get offended if you were with me live on air on my live stream last night when I was talking about my ordeal. If you've never experienced it, you don't know anybody who's experienced it, touch wood, it doesn't happen to you, your friends, and your loved ones. But bringing awareness will help a lot of people figure out when something is in plain sight that looks like it's normal when it's not. Okay? So always, 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 even in public, do not assume that everybody is safe and free as you are. That might not be the story. And the trouble is, with criminal gangs like that in human trafficking, whether to turn people into sex slaves or whether to force people to do things against their will, they are very, very, they are very conniving. They will lie. They will lie about the victim, and it's like they want to be on top of the game just so they can conceal their crimes. And let me say this to you guys, sometimes these human traffickers, they don't look rough, look like a common criminal on the streets. Some of these criminals I was talking about early hours of this morning, they work for the organization such as a UK police force. Some of them work in what we call the job center. This is where people apply for universal credits or job seekers when they're out of employment. Like myself, I've been out of employment, not by choice though, okay? And some of these, they work in housing at the local council as housing officers. And some of them are actually doctors. In my case, I've had criminals from these organizations. The masterminder of the crimes that I've been exposed to is a police officer who has then been infiltrating governmental organizations where I access services. For example, you are wondering, Sarah, what sort of services do you access? Okay, for example, here in the UK, if when you need to see a doctor, right, you sign up with the doctor, okay, and then you make an appointment to go and see the doctor. So this particular police officer, he's been targeting these governmental institutions and even institutions in the private sector where I would access services. He would still have, using his police badge and using the powers that he's been given so he can do his job properly. He's been using those powers, right, for corruption, to abuse me. Okay, guys? Have you ever heard a police officer kidnapping, raping, and murdering a young woman, we have those such rotten apples in the police force, unfortunately. So what this police officer, because of his job, he would then go underground, contacting any job center, because I've been out of work, and he's responsible, okay, for the fact that I'm not at work. Each time, even I get an appointment to go for an interview, he literally contacts the organization that wants to recruit me and tells them not to. He tells them that I'm crazy. He tells them that I'm a thief. He tells them that I'm a prostitute. He tells them that I have all the illnesses in the world you can think of in the book. And he tells them that I am a criminal and committed all the crimes you can think of, including murder, including theft, all those things. So that is the picture he goes around to paint. But sometimes he doesn't even have to go that far. He pays people. For example, a job center, he paid the advisor that I've been dealing with to target me, okay, to the point where the advisor has targeted me. In fact, one of them became sexual towards me, okay. He was using sexual language. He was asking me if I had STDs, and this is at the job center, guys, doing a regular job search. So if you are not in the UK and you are out of work and you are receiving universal credit, you go for what is called a job search, okay? And you show evidence and talk about the things you've been doing, okay? To look for jobs and things like that. So it was my first visit at the local job center in Twickenham, okay, that is my local job center, okay, and the very first appointment, okay, this particular member of staff, he became sexual, okay, and he started to ask me if I had STDs, and I don't know where the conversation was going. You know what? I don't do one night stands, and I believe that STDs such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis is for people who do one night stands, people who sleep with multiple partners that you are not married to. Nobody can claim they've ever slept with me, except in my marriage that ended just a few years ago, okay? So there comes people who are promiscuous, okay, asking me if I have chlamydia, if I have STDs. No, I've never had chlamydia. I've never had gonorrhea. I've never had syphilis in my life ever, you know. And so I'm thinking, okay, what kind of conversation is this? So guys, subscribe, like, and share. Oh, hi, sneaky sneakers. Hi, guys. And so you must understand, guys, that these are the sort of conversations that I've been made to actually have, okay, with the bullies that this particular police officer who is actually that is misconduct on the job, accessing, going into governmental institutions and even private institutions where I'm trying to access services. He also recruited a doctor to lie about me, okay? Yeah, guys, subscribe, like, and share. I can tell you that, guys, some of these criminal gangs, okay, people organize, it's dumpster. So people that are basically what do you call it? People that commit these sort of crimes, right? They are basically, some of them, as I say, they work in an institution. For example, the crimes against me, the things I'm experiencing, the masterminder is a police officer. He has recruited neighbors, guys. The whole road where I live, neighbors come for me when I try to get into the supermarket next to the house where I live. They literally leave everything they are doing, they come for me. Okay, similarly, before they damaged my car, okay, literally they damaged my car. One of the people were sort of like stalking me, hit into my BMW and damaged it. I bought another one, which a convertible, which was, they threw bricks into my convertible from my previous address in Staines. Okay, in Staines. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Because sometimes, right, you lot think that these criminals are actually people who mug your handbag. No, some of them, they work for these institutions. They are involved in sex trafficking people. Okay, it's a criminal. They are criminal enterprises. Okay, they are looking for girls and women. Okay, that they can sexually enslave, and they have a stake. A stake. So what stake is it? They get money for it. They get money for it. So the awareness I was making early hours of this morning, everything is not what it seems at all times. Have an eye, okay? Have an eye, even in public, to watch out, okay? So yes, guys, this particular not only did he follow me at job center using members of staff that attend to me, he's also used doctors, because healthcare is something that everybody needs. All right? Yeah. If maybe I need a referral with a toothache, or maybe I just need to see for my GP for whatever. So he recruited this GP to put notes on the system to lie that I had a certain illness that I didn't have. And this doctor started to make prescriptions, okay, of medications I've never taken. Okay, I don't know who he was giving this medication to, appearing as if I was the one receiving that medication. Guys, I only ever went to this doctor surgery once. Just once. I'd registered and then I booked an appointment. I was new in the area. So just that once, okay, this police officer saw me register online. He's hacked into my iPad. He's hacked into my laptop, into my phones. He then contacted the doctor, okay? And the doctor started some very, very, very unprofessional behavior. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. Not only that, but the same police officer was responsible for the accommodation I was moved into. So each housing application I made privately, he intercepted. So you might be asking, Sarah, how did he know you were making housing application? He's hacked into my phone. Okay, he's hacked into my emails. He sees every text message. Okay, so when I would make an appointment, when I would register, he can see everything I do online. Even if I play a game on the phone, he sees it. One of them was commenting last night that you make very nice breakfast because I'd made some porridge. So how did he know? Obviously, he surveillances me in my accommodation. And everything I do, okay, he knows. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. So that is what I was talking about early hours of this morning. Guys, it's not to alarm you, but it's to bring awareness. Okay? Some of you, just today, okay, and I didn't have to Google these things up. I went onto my YouTube account, and there was the news talking about grooming, okay, gangs grooming girls. Okay, let me say this to you guys. It's not only children that are being assaulted, violated by gangs. We have gang crimes in the UK, which is rampant. Okay, and I was supposed to be trafficked. I was supposed to be kidnapped When I started to speak up, the gang went wild because I wasn't supposed to. Nobody's supposed to know. They went wild. They started to tell lies that I was hallucinating, that something was wrong with me. So, guys, because I do have a voice, okay, I advocate for myself, but that's not that's not just, I'm not all about advocating for myself. I do advocate for a lot of people as well. Once you are an advocate, you are an advocate. You just hate to see injustice. You just hate to see bad things happen to people. Okay? So don't be alarmed by this. And, okay, I may not provide you evidence here online, okay? But it's true. The things that I'm telling you, they are true, okay, that I've experienced these sort of things. Guys, please subscribe, like, and share, and do leave me comments in the comment section below. Let me know where you are watching me from. So my name is Sarah, and guys, it's important to bring awareness because there are people out there maybe experiencing similar things like myself, and maybe even worse, right? And they haven't got a voice. I'll tell you ways that people do not have a voice. So, for example, if the perpetrators say to you, you know, the things you are saying, they're crazy, you know, will get you sectioned. What happens is they're silencing you. They're putting a muzzle on your mouth for fear of you being sectioned without an illness to be sectioned for. This is what my abusers have been doing. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. But you see, people are not stupid. Okay? People are very intelligent. Okay? And people know when something is wrong with somebody. But some people are so easily influenced that they'll take anything and everything that has been told to them. Guys, I'm here today not human trafficked, not killed because I use my voice. Okay? So I am raising awareness. If you've never gone through it, touch wood, that doesn't happen to you. If you don't know anybody who's gone through it, touch wood, it doesn't happen, to any of your loved ones. So these stories you hear, okay, and sometimes you dismiss, is that true? Trust me, I am a victim of that. And I've had to report to police. Police never turned up. Even up to present, when the criminal gang can't find me on the streets, can't find me to the shops. When I order groceries, essentials online to places like Deliveroo. My shopping isn't delivered, okay? And sometimes when they deliver, they take the full amount of money, and then my shopping comes missing. Just this week, I ordered shopping twice, okay? Imagine a shop that doesn't have eggs, but I paid for the eggs. They took the money, they didn't deliver the eggs, okay? And then I ordered the eggs somewhere else, and then I also ordered some Greek yogurt. That other Uber groceries delivered the eggs, but they didn't deliver the Greek yogurt, which cost about £5 something. And they took all the money when I did the payment at the checkout, but they didn't refund me. So I lost like £7. Okay? And in previous shoppings with delivery, they've been, so who is responsible for that? I'm telling you, it's this same police officer and his gang. They know which shop I've bought items before. Some of the items used to come poisoned. After I stopped consuming poison products in the fridge and in the cupboards, in the accommodations that I have lived. After I spoke out about, after I've had a drink, suddenly I'm vomiting, suddenly I have diarrhea from nowhere, and my stomach is churning, right? As a sign of poisoning. When I started to speak up, the people that were hired to poison me slowly, okay, they stopped poisoning me. Now when I order food, for example from Amazon or from some place, it comes out poisoned. Okay, sometimes I order a certain product, they exchange it, they replace it with another product. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. These things, right? They are rare. I understand that. These occurrences, they are rare. Okay? But because they are rare, okay, don't assume that these issues don't happen. They do happen. Watch out for people. And I'm telling you this. Yes, we have common criminals that will mug you of your handbag. But we also have criminals in governmental institutions such as the police. Yes, Google the information. We've had police officers kidnapping young women, raping them and murdering them. If you don't believe me, Google this. So what I'm saying isn't exactly rocket science. Okay? It happens to people just like you and me. And I'm telling you, I am a victim from a corrupt police officer. He has also recruited other police officers like him, and he has tried to put me to the attention of other officers anywhere I go. Guys, subscribe, like, and share, and do leave me comments in the comment section below. So guys, let me tell you how this whole ordeal started. This whole ordeal started between 2017 and 2018. Okay, that is when all of this started. So not only did this police officer infiltrate the healthcare system where I access the healthcare, whether it's I'm going to the emergency, okay, to my A&E, okay, because I've had an injury, and clearly he would tell the doctors, you know, not to give me the actual diagnosis, but to lie. For example, if I injure my back and there is an injury in my back, the x-rays are taken, he would tell whoever takes the x-rays not to give the actual x-ray because he doesn't want me to be treated. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And also, he would also go to, for example, to a doctor and say to a doctor to put medical conditions against my medical history, medical conditions that I do not have. This particular doctor was even subscribing medication that I've never taken for conditions I've never had. Okay? He was just generating a record against me that they wanted to use against me. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. So not only this particular police officer also infiltrated the my university where I went to do my master's. I was doing master's in nursing. I was doing both adult nursing and mental health nursing. The combo is actually a master's in nursing. He went to my university. He recruited the deputy head of nursing. She got paid money, guys, and then the deputy head at the West London University, by the way, I won't lie to you which university it is. I've been to other universities and I've had degrees. I've never experienced that. Okay, so yeah, they then gathered around. She gathered around certain members of staff to do what this police officer wanted, and they did. They accused me of the unthinkable. They accused me of the unthinkable. And these individuals live in this fellow students are the ones who stalk me at the shops. The university isn't far from here. I'm not from here, and I never asked to live here. Okay? And I don't even understand why I ended up in this area. But this area, it is known of crimes involving murder, where women and sometimes men die suspicious deaths. I'm telling you guys, this is a very dangerous area. Okay? Don't believe that big car you see driving on the roads. Okay? Those are human traffickers, some of them. I'm not saying everybody is a human trafficker. I'm not saying everybody is a drug dealer because they're driving a car. Okay? But this particular area, the police officer who is at the heart, the masterminder of my abuse, he is the one who chooses where I can and cannot live. And he puts me into accommodation where he can have access to me. How does he have access to me? He has, whoever the landlord is, put spy cameras into my accommodation, and then they monitor me 24/7. Okay? And then when I'm going live on the live stream, they start to tell me what I'm doing. If I've cooked breakfast, oh, you cook very nice breakfast. Okay? And sometimes it's the very person, the very landlord I'm paying rent, who is watching me from a computer or a laptop or from a mobile phone. Okay? Not only that, but the neighbors close by, they also watch me on computers and on phones. Okay? So, guys, the university, okay, isn't far from this area. It is very close. So the very students that were recruited by this police officer, they live here. Okay? And guys, subscribe, like, and share. You may not know the full story. You may not understand how I know this information, but trust me, it's not hallucinations or what do they call it? Psychosis. I don't have any of that. It is a true story. Gang crime in the UK committed by people who are supposed to be governmental officials. How do people who work for governmental officials end up joining cults that abuse animals and human beings? Like, haven't these men and women been to school? Honestly, they believe in this day and age, they believe in the abuse and the murder of animals and human beings. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. I know this is raw. This is raw, and you came for me. You came for me. I am telling you, a big mistake. Guys, let me also explain to you that apart from being poisoned, my food in the fridge and cupboards, in the accommodations I've been being poisoned, when I catch a taxi, now that they vandalized both my cars, okay? When I catch Uber taxi, because they are hacked onto my phone, they contact the Uber driver, okay? And once upon a time on the 20th of February, I got onto an Uber very early in the morning. This truck, huge truck, was actually coming for me in the back, trying to crash into the back of the Uber taxi that I was in, okay? And then I lifted up my phone. The driver, he put a brake on his foot, on the brake pedal, okay? And this particular truck was trying to crash into my Uber taxi. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Guys, I've also had insurance taken in my name by people I didn't expect that they would take insurance in my name, and they are the beneficiary. And so when I found out how somebody can have insurance taken in my name and they are the beneficiary of this insurance, I was being made to sound like I was I was targeting them, okay? And now they are the victim and I'm the villain. Like, how do you take insurance in my name? You don't tell me. You're not my spouse. We are not related. So why are you taking insurance in my name? And you don't tell me. And then I find out. I'm asking you nicely, why have you taken insurance in my name? And then the person is acting like I'm harassing them, like they meant well. Fine. If you wanted to put life insurance in my name, why not call me? Why not call me and find out, Sarah, do you have life insurance policy? Okay, look, I was thinking, should I take a life insurance policy for you? If you are happy, I will. But no, guys, there's no relationship there. If I was married or if I had a partner and they did that, that's okay, right? That's okay because they are my husband or they are my partner. That's okay. But you are not my husband. You are not my partner. You are taking an insurance policy in my name and you are the beneficiary. What is all that about? And then you owe me money. You owe me a lot of things. I'm asking you to give me what you owe me. You're not giving me what you owe me. It's a fight, right? But then you have the audacity, you have the cheek to approach an insurance company to put a life insurance policy on me, and then you are the beneficiary. Guys, these crimes extend. Okay, they extend. Clearly, there are signs there that of really trying to get me killed. Okay, they're even putting insurance in my name so that if the poisoning, because there's been multiple attempts on me, including food poisoning, drink and food, also including hiring hitmen on the road trying to crash into my car in my previous accommodation. Do you know what would happen, guys? Do you know what would happen? This police officer, he used to come on the premises when he's off duty. Literally, they'll be watching me on the phone and they'll be laughing. They'll be laughing, okay? And if I happen to leave my apartment to go downstairs to put rubbish outside, they used to wait in flat 1, and they would leave the door open in the dark, okay? And they are looking at me and they are laughing. So at some point, on several occasions, some of these hitmen would come out with a rope. And you know what, guys? I was so tiny at the time. Probably I weighed like 45 kilos. And there comes a giant, right? He has a rope and he's coming towards me. And then, guys, this is when I started to record myself going out. And hence why lately I've had to create this particular live stream so that when I'm on the streets, I can record myself. So guys, let me tell you, from my previous accommodation, you know what happened? I didn't choose to live there. I'm not from Surrey. I'm not from London. I've lived in Kent all of my life. This is where my kids, they went to nursery school. This is where my kids, they started reception, year 1, up to university. Okay, and they've graduated. Okay, so I didn't choose to come into this area. So the same police officer who assaulted me in February, the 18th of February, 2021, he colluded with a member of staff from Bexley Council to ship me to Durham in Condon Grange, Bishop Auckland. Guys, I'm not from Durham. I'm not from Condon Grange, Bishop Auckland. I'm not from Yorkshire. I'd never been to Yorkshire, not even to Manchester. This was in a remote village, and most people, that were within the vicinity near the place, the property in disrepair. I was put in. They are pensioners, they don't work, okay? And there are no jobs there. So, and there are houses on that road in the village. The houses are empty and vacant. And you get gypsies, that come and vandalize windows and so on. So that accommodation I was forced moved to was one of those accommodation. So after this police officer assaulted me and lied that I had committed a crime, that I assaulted him when I was reporting domestic violence, okay? He then, the reason for arrest was that I assaulted a police officer. And during the interview, I was sat in a room and I was told to confess before the interview started. If I agree that I assaulted a police officer, there'll be lesser charges. I said, no, I did no such thing. I am non-violent and I wouldn't assault a police officer. That is against the law. I wouldn't even assault anybody that isn't a police officer. So it was time now to sit the interview. There wasn't any images showing that I assaulted him. So they released me without any charge. Okay? This issue, guys, happened, if you're in the UK, the week that a girl called Sarah Everard had been forcibly arrested, abducted, raped and murdered. That same week, when they found her remains near where I lived, I used to go jogging. I'm a jogger. And her remains were found near where I went jogging. And the officer who did this crime worked, before he went to diplomatic protection, he worked for the same police force that nearly killed me on the 18th of February. Okay, so this girl, Sarah Everard, was killed only a few days after I was nearly killed. Do you know, guys, on the road, they sat on me and I was losing my breath. I was losing consciousness. The neighbors who knew me, they saw my car. They said, oh, this is Sarah's car. It was husband and wife. Because they knew me, because the whole neighborhood, sometimes when the bin collectors collects beans, right? And the beans start to fly they leave them on the roadside. I would pick up the beans. I would literally leave my car, start going, picking the beans and putting them inside the properties. And the neighbors knew me like that. I was friends with most of them. They came to my house to have a cup of tea, okay? And we did Bible study with some of them. And I went to their houses to have a cup of tea. And one of my neighbors, a very old elderly gentleman, he lost his wife a few years ago. He even had keys to our house because we had a cat. And when we are not there, he would come in and feed our cat. Okay? That is how friendly. I'd never been involved with any fights with neighbors. Okay? This is an environment in Kent. And I wasn't living among black people. Okay? Nothing wrong with living with the black people. I'm black myself. But I was living among white people that are normal. Okay? And I wasn't living, and I'd never had threats of harm that neighbors are watching me from next door. I gave my keys to my neighbor next door when we go out on a short holiday. As a family, we had a cat. My neighbor would come into my house and feed the cat and change the litter. You understand that? So, here in Richmond, okay, and in Staines, where all these things have been happening to me, and I've only been here for under 3 years. It's because the police officer who assaulted me in Kent, where I lived, around the Orpington area, okay, He, I went back to the police force in Bromley, called Bromley Police Force. I wanted to see the inspector to report what had happened. Then he called the housing officer at Bexley Council dealing with my housing application. Because remember when he arrested me, right? They took my handbag. Here is what they found in my handbag. They found my iPad. They found my 2 mobile phones. They found my wallet. My emails, my social media
I
was...
couldn't find anything called wallet setup.
Sorry guys, that's Siri. Sorry. So they looked into my handbag, and then this police of my car was, my BMW was in the hands of the police officers who arrested me, and my handbag, they broke something in the engine area. You know how your engine, right, is protected from heating up. There's an item in the engine area. So these police officers, they're the ones who had keys. Okay, so they broke that thing. Prior to that, okay, I was about to drive to go to work. So I took my BMW to BMW, and I had it serviced and I had it repaired. I paid £6,700, okay, for servicing and repair work. Just the general maintenance of my BMW. These police officers opened my car and they broke that little thing. So when a few hours later, after they let me go, right? I went back to pick up my car, okay? My car was blowing air in it wasn't cooling the engine. It was blowing air. Something had visibly gone wrong. Okay? And then thereafter, I started experiencing my car. When I would leave my car, they would slash my tires. They would literally scratch my vehicle. Scratch it. It was a beautiful BMW, a sport, a 2-door. Okay? My kids were a little bit grown up, and you know what? I didn't want a 4-door because they don't even travel with me that much. And even if they did, it's not all the time. So you know what? They can drive themselves, but yeah, so that is why I had a 2-door car, and I didn't need a big 4-door, like I don't have a baby, okay? So that suit my need perfectly well. The jealousy, my car being scratched, my car turned into, you couldn't recognize my car. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. This is a car I bought with my own money. Okay, I worked so hard. I used to work away from home, where all of this rubbish started. So this police officer even followed me at work, went into the communities I was working, okay, and recruited members of the communities. Once upon a time, he used a pastor, right? This pastor picked on a very deranged, like lunatic woman, okay, who would call social services on me that I did something bad. That is how it all started. So this particular police officer also contacted the agency I was working for. So they started to harass me. Have you got a DBS? Have you got this? Have you got that? And they knew I had it, and I had to redo it. And then in that community where I was working, this is where it all started between 2017 and 2018. Especially in 2018, when I left that job, okay, that is when this police officer went in hard. Guys, subscribe, like, and share, and leave me comments down the comment section below. Okay, so this is what I was talking about yesterday, guys. I was bringing awareness. Okay, so as I said, that he follows me to every institution I access services, even private sectors, even if it application. He knows I'm doing a job application. Right now, he's aware I'm doing a live stream. And he knows that I am talking about him. Okay? And to make matters worse, what he has done is he has contacted YouTube, okay, to to um to reduce visibility, my visibility on live streams. So the only people that are able to watch me, it's this group of criminals and himself. The reason is they want to find out what I'm saying, okay, because they now know that I'm speaking up. They now know that the police could be watching, the police could be listening. So they you know they are trying to find out what it is that I am saying, including coming on my live stream. Previously, they would literally come on my live stream, stalking me. They would start insulting me. They would start calling me crazy. They would start naming me all kinds of names. You know, guys, when you are just talking, okay, nobody really abuses you online. But it became clear that I was being targeted. I was being, these people that are actually trolling me online, these are people who know me. Okay? They came under ghost accounts. And I would go to these ghost accounts. Some of them, they've just been recently created. Okay? I would check the history of those ghost accounts. Okay? And those ghost accounts apparently, guys, right? They wouldn't even they're like brand new. So guys, you must understand that yes, I had a deputy head of nursing, yeah, act criminally. She at the she got me withdrawn from my studies. She had a tutor testify lies about me. Right now, this group are fighting. They are fighting. There's misunderstandings amongst themselves. Okay? And who is the masterminder? It's apparently a law enforcer. Guys, I always say that you cannot brush the entire police force in the UK or in any particular country to be corrupt and to be doing things like that. I've always said in my previous live streams that there's always going to be those rotten apples, those bunch of rotten apples in a tree, or those bunch of rotten peanuts in a whole sea of nuts. There's going to be that rotten bunch. So don't hate the police force, okay? But in the police force, we have people who act criminally, like this particular police officer, the masterminder of my ordeal, okay? And not only so, he's gone to job center and corrupted individual. Literally, when I walk in a job center, right, they try to make me feel bad about myself. And I'm thinking, guys, you don't look very good yourselves. I mean, some of you are very old, right? Look at you, but why are you laughing at me? It's because they want me ashamed. Like, what am I ashamed about? Number one, I'm a beautiful, intelligent woman. Number two, there's nothing for me to feel ashamed about. Okay? So, yeah, guys, these things, right, they are true. They are true. And you wonder what these people are all about. As I said, the first time in my current local job center, the member of staff, a male member of staff I was talking to, he became sexual. People who are promiscuous, people who do one night stands, asking me if I have a sexually transmitted disease. People who sleep with men or women that they are not married to, right? They can have one night stand. Sex is nothing to them. Asking me if I have sexually transmitted diseases when I don't do things like that. For sure, I've never had chlamydia. I've never had any STDs down below. Never ever. Alright? But there he was, he's getting sexual, and now he's turning my job search appointment into something sexual, perverted. Okay, guys? Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And do leave me comments in the comment section below. So, and then I was changed. They changed my advisor to somebody else. This particular advisor then started to brutalize me in so many ways. She wanted me to fail, to turn up for my appointment so that she can get my universal credit sanctioned. Okay? Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And apparently, somebody that was supposed to be a neighbor that I lived with, taking information to the job center, telling them that, Sarah, she told me this, she's lying about this and that, when all of that information is not true. Why was this person was actually recruited to spy on me? So, as I said, guys, they watch me from wherever with a spy camera, okay? And what they do is they they then try to kind of like one moment, guys. They then start to sort of like bully me, looking for a response. Just here, there's some people that I've blocked out. You know what they are doing? They want me to respond to the nasty mess comments that they leave, okay? And then when I respond, right, I'm sounding like I'm crazy. So everybody who is listening to the exposure I'm doing will say, there's something wrong with Sarah. So they try to distract me. Now, guys, like what I've done right now, in fact, I have blocked two, okay? Two people that have tried to sort of like distract this conversation. So, guys, subscribe, like, and share. So, from my university, guys, after I was withdrawn from my studies, that is when this group, it's a whole group, some students were involved. And some of these people are nurses that are supposed to be taking care of the vulnerable people in hospitals and whichever medical facilities they work at. They were recruited to commit these crimes against me. Who is behind it? A police figure. Okay, and after they sent me to this housing arrangement, they told me, because I went to the Bexley Council, the Bexley Council refused to house me. By the way, guys, before I get there, up to now, all my household belongings, including my sofas, my kitchen, white goods, brand new washing machines, tumble dryers, everything, guys, is still in that house. My sofas, my clothes, my documents, they're still in that house. They didn't house me. So they sent me to be killed in Staines in Surrey. Staines upon Thames. This particular house belongs to very criminal individuals, guys. Okay? And they were almost human trafficking me. The accommodation doesn't do any rentals. Everybody that was there had something to do with drugs. Okay? And I was being forced, okay, to be a sex slave, and I stood my ground over my dead body. And also they were trying to recruit me to peddle their dirty drug businesses under duress. I said it's not happening. And I would call the police. The police did nothing in terms of assisting me. Instead of coming to assist me, they would call social services and say, there's this woman with this number and name. She is insane. What did she do? We don't understand what she's saying. When I'm reporting that I have a gang of men here trying to rape me in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And please, please leave comments in the comment section below. Just remember what I'm doing right here. I am bringing awareness. If you've never gone through it before, I don't wish for that to happen to you. I don't wish it for my worst enemy. Okay? Just because you've never experienced it or you've never seen anybody firsthand go through something like that, don't think it's not true. Okay? It's awareness. Okay? Look out. Look out. Always be on the lookout. Don't get paranoid to think, everything you see, there's something wrong with it. No. But sometimes things are not what they seem. Okay? Guys, to a point where even after I moved, those same criminals followed me to my current accommodation. And those students, right, that live in this area, and some of their tutors, they live in this area. I don't even know, maybe some even live next door. They hackle me. They follow me. I wouldn't say follow. Stalk me to the shops. Stalk me in the aisles when I'm doing my shopping. And when I started to carry my camera, doing my live stream, they pretend in the shops they are doing their business, like they are minding their own business. To the point, even some people in my accommodation, okay, when I'm showering, I finish, they know I'm going to be wearing makeup. They run, they shower, they get dressed. Somebody comes and picks them up. They park the car up in the front of the road, right? Waiting to start stalking me. On my way back to the accommodation, because I'm catching the bus, right? They're in the car, they've been stalking me. They are quickly dropped on the door. They run into the house and sit like they were indoors all along. And then I come in and then they pretend like, guys, how can anybody look you in the eye and then they are stalking you? Guys, subscribe, like, and share. But it's more than that. You leave food in the fridge, okay? They poison it. Huh? And then you are literally dying, right? And you talk about it. They say you are hallucinating. Oh no, telling family, no, she's a liar. She's a liar. No, I didn't do such a thing to her. She's a liar. Ha! Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Guys, I'm bringing awareness. Honestly, number one, what you need to know is I have survived it. I have survived it. I'm alive. They, according to them, I shouldn't be alive today. Okay? Because the murder plan, there were several attempts, including poisoning. Hire for murder, poisoning. Literally using trust, because I trust you. Now I can let my hair down, and then you can gladly put some poison in my drink and food, and I won't suspect it. So I was supposed to be poisoned slowly. Maybe I was supposed to wake up dead. Okay? Just a sudden death. That is what these people thought was actually going to happen to me, guys. Subscribe, like, and share, guys. And do leave me comments down the comment section below. And let me know, guys, where you are watching me from, guys. So my name is Sarah. Welcome once again, guys. Welcome, guys. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've talked a lot, but this is what the weather has been like. I'm holding my iPod for you to see. So, guys, these are sort of like the criminal activities, the things I've suffered since between 2017, when it started, between 2017 and 2018 to date. So this particular police officer, he thinks that I shouldn't be alive. He believes that I should die. He's God now, right? He's God. And you might be wondering that, oh, Sarah, so all these people you are saying have been recruited, what's in it for them? For example, the assassin, right, who is supposed to use poison, okay? The assassin who is supposed to use poison to poison my food and drink, okay? They hope to get a lot of money, okay? To get paid a lot of money and retire, okay? And retire and pay for a house and buy a car that they don't even own. These are the fantasies of a criminal minds. Guys, you know, when you reach a certain age, you are over 50, right? You are old enough maybe even to be a mother to me or an aunt to me, right? And you are actually getting involved in these things and then hiding in the name church, right? Hiding in the so-called religious beliefs. It's sad. It is sad, guys. Guys, so subscribe, like, and share, and leave me comments down the comment section below. I am telling you that these things, guys, are so true, okay? It's not a story I made up. I've never had hallucinations in my life, and I do not have a habit of telling lies on people. Guys, it is ungodly. It is evil when you tell lies that somebody did something that they didn't do, okay, to tarnish their character and to tarnish their name. It is ungodly. And God says, and the Bible says that God, you know, it says, God in the Bible says that thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So who's thy neighbor? Anybody you tell lies on. It doesn't have to be somebody who lives next door to you. So I fear God so much, okay? I'm a godly woman and I'm not in the habit of telling lies and accusing people, okay? So, and certainly I've never had hallucinations in my life. I've never had hallucinations in my life ever. So everything that I am telling you right now, guys, it is truthful, okay? Imagine neighbors leaving their houses, coming for me to the shops, okay? Coming for me to the shops. In my student accommodation, I had these students who would start pulling my hair in the lift. He lives there. He sees me. He's waiting for me on the door. They all come into the lift because I'm going upstairs. They start to bully me. Okay? They start to do all kinds of things. Okay, guys? So the university isn't far from here. It is very close. And some of these people you have seen in some of my live streams, these are some of the students from my university. Some of them are members of staff, okay? From cleaners to security officers to lecturers themselves. They live in this area. So they wanted me in this area so they can hackle me. Yeah, guys, I do understand that the area I'm living at is got people from all kinds of from different countries, basically. And I am not against any multicultural society. I'm not against it. But I can assure you, where I've lived in Kent, there isn't one particular neighbor who would tell you I had issues with them. Never, ever. Every neighbor I had, and remember, I raised my kids from there. Every neighbor I had, okay, most of them, they walked in and out of my house. after they've had scones and tea, cup of tea, biscuit and a cup of tea, right? Exactly. That is what I'm known of. My previous university, the University of Greenwich, there was never one particular time when I had any issues with any student. The only issues I had was I was the one helping other students, okay, to do their coursework when it's due, because I was one of the intelligent people, okay? And so most students, they came to me. They came to me for what? They came to me with help with their coursework. Oh, Sarah, please proofread my work. Oh, Sarah, please help me. How do you do this? And I was the one helping them. And I even used to go on lunches with my tutors to date. If I want lunch with my tutor to date, I will email, sir, ma'am, when are you free? When do you have lunch? When are you at work? Oh, Sarah, okay, I was in a lecture. Oh, I'll have lunch maybe at 1 p.m. Then I've got a longer break. Can you come then? And I've always done that because I I never had any problems. And this is the University of Greenwich, right? You can go and find me there. Go and visit my university. Find any tutors. They will tell you the reputation I have. But over here, the University of West London, one of the low-ranking universities, indeed, you have a deputy head of nursing corrupted by a police officer. What she did was, guys, this woman, right? First of all, guys, I registered to go to the university in 2020. I was supposed to start 2020. For whatever reason, they told me, no, you start 2021. Fine. And I had no plans to move to Durham because I lived in Kent. And my university then was supposed to be in Reading. Guys, right now, I am suspecting that probably after they withdrew my studies, they picked up somebody without a visa in the UK. And somebody is now studying using my credentials, because you know what? I'm going to check, and there shouldn't be anybody with my name doing any nursing studies. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. So, anyway, guys, you know what? We'll talk some more, okay? We will talk some more. So beware, guys, of the things that I am telling you. This is a real story, and don't you doubt what I am telling you. Don't you doubt what I am telling you. It is a true story. Okay, guys? Anyway, guys, I think I've done enough talking. So this is the subject that I was talking about yesterday, and well, early hours of this morning. And yeah, I just thought to bring clarity into everything that I was saying. Otherwise, guys, you are maybe concerned, Sarah, how do you feel about this? I am fine. I am fine, guys. Because, yeah, there was a time when I wasn't fine. That time was when I couldn't talk about what I was going through. Okay? I was being threatened. I was being muzzled. If you say these things, people will think you are crazy. Yeah, I was being muzzled. Up until I got up and said, no, I will not be muzzled. And I started to speak up. All right, guys? So you are here. You are a part of that criminal gang. Okay? That time is ticking. That time is ticking. All right? And when you find yourself in prison, don't be surprised. You accepted that bribery. You thought you were clever. Be careful what you underestimate. Anyway, guys, I got to go. Look at the sunset. The sun is setting right now. And yeah, I got to go. I got to go, guys. I love you so much. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, just consider subscribing and also liking my video. And also, if you can, do share. And for all of you, my new subscribers, thank you so much. And for all of you, my old subscribers, thank you for your continued support, guys. I love you all. I love you all. And don't feel bad about the things I'm sharing. I'm just bringing awareness. I know my voice sounds a little bit silly. It's just because I have a cough, okay? And that is why I'm speaking so fast. But otherwise, I know when somebody says these things, you need to know if they are okay. I can assure you I am okay. If I wasn't, I would have told you that I wasn't okay. All right, guys. I love you all. God bless you so much. And yeah, I better end this live stream right now. See you later. Bye.